This camp has always been weird. And of course, my last year here, it seems to be getting weirder. It's to be expected. There is literally a gargoyle that protects the place and a river monster that lurks in his moistness, both pretending to just be normal kids. Macy and Tam. Like I said, weird. I've done the trust hike before. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. However, there was something weirdly exciting about it this time around. Sure, we lost 2 of my friends, I mean monster camper companions, in a literal lightning flash. But that's sort of what got me excited. There's a mystery here, and figuring out that mystery is important, I think. Part of that mystery is figuring out who, what, and why there's a mysterious cabin just vibing in the woods. Tam was adamant on not going because he doesn't like human mortals. And look, I don't either. The way he was acting, it's almost like he was afraid of them. So afraid that it blindsided him. He could have learned so much going in there. He just refused. I get it, he was worried about Cult Girl and Fanfic Guy. Plus, the other girl was drunk and being carried. But he was really worried about Fanfic Guy. I don't understand boys. They're so emotional. Speaking of boys, I have no idea why JJ is acting the way he does right now. It's weird. I like it, don't get me wrong, but I just don't trust it. Sorry, off topic. The cabin! The owner was, well, the camp owner! Surprise! And boy, did she show Macy and I some intense stuff. And cookies. And eggs. But she showed us stuff like why she needs the memories of campers to block some sort of evil dimension out from bleeding into ours in order to protect us. I think Macy got more out of it because I felt sick and got a little fuzzy. I meant to ask her what she saw, but once we made it back to camp, she had to tell Tam about it, of course. Of course she did. They're friends. And at least it seemed their other friends were found safe at the infirmary. Sorry, that's all I got. I really need to talk to Riley.
Yay! Hello, everybody! I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to have 2 of our members back. I'm sad to be missing one. Talk about, we are a pro pet stream. Hell yeah. So let's go around. I'm Jen, and we'll introduce your name and your character, and how about your character's favorite book? And I feel like fanfic counts. So if it's fanfic, it can be that. Let's start with Guilty/Zoe.
Hello, I am so happy to be back. My name is Guilty Cosplay, and I'm playing Zoe, who is so happy to be at camp with other human children after, years of homeschooling and growing up in her cute little snake cult. Her favorite book is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, because she's fucking creepy.
Awesome. Okay, Pablo/Angel.
Hey there, I'm Pablo, playing Angel. Angel's not wearing this outfit. He's not bold enough for the decisions that I have chosen to make on this particular stream, which I am feeling every human emotion about simultaneously. Angel's favorite literary body of work is going to be a fan fiction that he and Jade wrote together.
Yes.
And
What
so
did you write?
I think this is a crossover And so I'm going to say it is Steven Universe and Rachel, what was the other universe that we mashed it together with?
Oh my
Please say
God.
something I don't know anything about, please.
Oh,
It's so important.
I kind of want to say Gravity Falls.
Okay, perfect.
Is that okay?
I mean, I feel like that makes too much sense from what little I know about it.
I know,
But yes.
they're very
Okay.
similar, but I feel like Jade would be very into Gravity Falls, so that's what we're going with.
Yeah, and it's just I think what it makes him love it so much is that it is very rambly, but is also the longest thing that either of them have ever produced. And they're
Is
just
that
very proud
saying
of
anything
themselves.
though? Is it very long, or is it just like the longest the two of us could sit down and focus on something?
I'm going to leave that question unanswered.
Is it called Gravity Universe?
I think it might be.
Sure,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
absolutely is. It
It's
is
not
now.
Stephen Falls, so it has to be Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity Universe.
I kind of like Stephen Falls though, and it's just like a spoof.
It's a
Stephen Falls.
retelling of the myth of Ithacus through these two different TV shows.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Awesome. All right, Bunz / Maisie.
Hi everybody. Oof. Playing Maisie. I feel like I was thinking so hard on what their favorite book was. I don't can't focus on anything else now.
Sorry.
You're fine. I just have to remember. Which was it? Okay, so I'm playing Maisie. Maisie is our gargoyle. They for it. Stop. They're sad and happy at the same time, and they process that, and unfortunately they might be able to process it with somebody they want to. But I do believe that their favorite book is and then I switched the information. Now I can't remember the book I chose. Maisie's is a book that they found that washed up on the river that somebody had threw, and it was Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Oh yeah.
So they have this weird understanding of a classic tale told in a very modern way, and that's how they think all of the books are. They're just waiting for the moment to take it out when someone tells them they aren't smart. Well, I've read Pride and Prejudice, and they're like, and zombies. You forgot the best part.
I feel like Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies is also like so MonsterHearts. It really is like interpersonal drama and monsters. It's perfect. Oh, Bunz, we lost Bunz.
When
No, step back.
when I
You're
was
back,
in
you're back.
when I was in elementary school, I read like an easy reader of Moby Dick. And then I tried to tell my high school teachers that I read Moby Dick in 2nd grade, and they were like, you didn't know.
You
You
did
did
not.
not do that. That's not a thing you did. And then I found that reader like a fucking year ago, going through my parents' old bookshelf in quarantine. I was just like, I'm vindicated, but I'm still a dumbass.
I had those too, those easy readers of classics. I did a bunch of those. All right, werewolf / Tam.
Oh, hi. I'm Noordin Ali, but you can call me Werewolf. My pronouns are he, him, and today I'm playing Tam Watterson. Sure, that's a real last name, whose pronouns are also he, him. Hi. Tam is upset, and Tam is also really, really happy. And Tam is also very, very paranoid. And Tam is feeling a lot of things right now, but, you know, at least Angel's there. So that's nice. What is his favorite book? It's a world encyclopedia. Because there's so much else to the world, and he doesn't get to see any of it. It's like going too far, and he just comes right back to where he's supposed to be. But there's deserts out there, and mountains topped with snow, and deep oceans that go on forever. It's beautiful.
Okay, I just got sad. That was wonderful. Sad in a good way. All right, Jade / Rachel.
Oh, hi, my name is Rachel, but you can call me Ray. Tonight I'm playing Jade Morgan, who is feeling lots of things. She's happy because she finally found her best friend Angel, but feeling guilty / somewhat proud of herself for a specific interaction she may have had on her way back, and she's hoping it works and that no repercussions come of it. and that it's all gonna be fine. And I think her favorite book, I'm gonna mooch off of Pablo's answer a little bit, is definitely the fanfic that we wrote together, but specifically the Forgotten chapter that she wrote by herself, because there was a disagreement in some lore that we wanted for our fanfic. So she wrote a chapter all by herself that is not in the canon of the fanfiction, but she's very proud of. And that's her favorite.
The apocryphal chapter.
It's fanfiction
exactly.
of the fanfiction.
Exactly. There was a bit of a disagreement, but
yeah. There's some part where it got a little ambiguous with the multiple timelines thing, and that's where that's.
I just interpret time travel differently than you, and that's fine. It's an intellectual difference, but my chapter is better.
Listen, yeah. I know time is a flat circle, but I'm a person of linear experience. So
oh my god.
These things can be a little hard to navigate.
I would read it. I would 100% read it.
Be so angsty. Oh my god.
Yes.
I would pretend I read it.
Oh yeah, it was great. I really loved it. Good job. I feel like I have done that actually. Like many years ago, I feel like I've done that. All right. So we'll start with a flashback. A literal flashback.
I don't know what happened.
Neither does Angel, so that's perfect. We will start with a literal flashback of all of you standing in a circle deep in the woods, and a flash of thunder, a flash of lightning, a sudden rainstorm, and Angel. The light blinds you momentarily, but you feel the presence of your group, of the people who you trust in the group, close to you, until your vision coalesces again, and they are gone. The first thing you notice is that they are gone. The second thing you notice is that the forest does not look the way that it did before. The trees, in the flashing light of this sudden thunderstorm, keep appearing to you almost like twisted dancing bodies that are dancing, but dancing with grimaces and painful looks on their face. And the movement is never right in your mind, right in your vision, in your foreground. It's always in the background. But you think you can hear deep in the back of your mind and in the distance of the woods, the beat of bass, as if at a club.
Can I ask you questions about this thing you just said?
No questions allowed in a MonsterHearts. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll see myself out.
And we're done.
It's been good, everyone. Okay, so I see people dancing, and the dancing feels wrong, and I can only see it in the periphery of my vision. Mm-hmm. Do they look like any individuals in particular, or is it just like a sight in the corner of my eye?
It's just a sight in the corner of your eye, and it doesn't even look like humans. It looks like the trees. The trees in semi-human shape.
Considerably scarier. And the music sounds like electronic music. It sounds like the bass from like club music.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I'm not gonna try to do the like oons, oons, oons thing because I don't do it well. But like that's what it sounds like.
Very good. All right.
And you are almost immediately soaked, standing in your pajamas, in this clearing.
Yeah. I'm wearing the Asmar Tiefling hoodie. That's what I went to sleep in, and it's drenched. And I just kind of like look around, and there's this strange sight that I can't really catch. I think that I'm just kind of like, everyone, y'all, just kind of like take a few steps back, and this is all very poorly lit, I imagine.
Oh yes, occasionally lit by lightning. And when you speak, you get that, that muffled sound when there's too much water in the air for your voice to travel. You feel that muffled sound, but even more so, like it's hitting a wall, or like a curtain is between you and where your voice is trying to travel.
I take out my phone and just try to turn on the flashlight. I can do it right now for dramatic effect, but it's not going to be great.
It's all right. The flashlight works.
Okay. I'm just like, kind of like holding it over. Oh, I have logged out. That's not good. Oh no. Can people hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. You're here.
Okay. All right. Cool. Nothing happened. So I'm just like trying to hold my phone dry, but also trying to illuminate. And I think that we see Angel just kind of like stiffen up. You know, his movements are just like stressed and not even sure where to move. And then he just bolts and just starts running in a direction. And he's just like, hello? Anyone? Like doing one of those.
And it's like that hitting a curtain. And you run into the woods, stumbling on roots and rocks, not even searching for an open path. You feel branches brush your face, but they feel almost fleshy as they hit you, as if you are jostling through a crowd. And eventually you come upon, in a strange, very small clearing with trees all around it, what looks like a booth or a table in a club. Red faux leather. Someone has scratched their initials into it. There's a cigarette burns on it. A table with a half-empty cocktail glass. And sitting at the table is a very tall, slender woman. Short hair, slicked back. Very nice, sort of stylish fitted suit. Calf-length boots, who you recognize.
Right. Of course. And as soon as I see that, I, put away the phone, put it in my pocket, just kind of like try to like do one of these, which is not going to help me be more dry. And I'm just like, hey there, Patrona. It's been some time.
Hey, come have a seat.
And I think he knows enough to know that, like, we're not really going to be spotted here. This isn't going to be an outside kind of interference thing. And so he sort of lets the disguise drop. You see the horns begin to curl out of his head. His like brownish skin tone, a little bit darker than mine, just like begins to darken into very dark blue. And his expression and body language is just tight and constrained. Like there's just something exposed and vulnerable right now that he just doesn't like to be, but it's also just routine. He just sort of takes a seat across from her.
And you see her glance at that expression and raise an eyebrow. And when you sit next to her, you notice two things. One is that while you are in this booth, you're not feeling rain pouring down on you. There's no rain bouncing off the table. It's just gone. You feel the humidity of being in a hot, sweaty club, and you feel warmth radiating from her body, starting to dry your clothes. And that radiating warmth is familiar with her as well. She always feels a little like a bonfire. And she says, "You're right, it has been a while. You haven't made any deliveries in a very long time. What's going on with that?"
And he goes, "Look, it was a long drive to come out here, and I'm still getting settled in, but you know as well as I do, there's a couple of souls I have my eyes on."
Excuses. Always on about the excuses. Well, I have a more efficient way of accomplishing your goal that I'd like you to explore. Along with your projects. Don't stop your projects. I want you to do your projects, but what if I told you we could corrupt this entire camp?
And he's just like, I'm not good at doing things your way, right?
But my way is the better way. It's always the better way. I feel You know my way is the better way, right?
We haven't had any luck with it.
I haven't had any luck with you.
I'm Pablo, and I can't hold a straight face, so I'm smiling. But Angel is kind of like putting on a very effortfully neutral expression.
Yes.
Like it wouldn't be a good poker face, and he's just kind of like, "No, you haven't. But you still keep me around. You still tell me I can't just walk away from this, because then you'll take away my ability to hide it."
Why do you think I keep you around?
I don't think it's like a sins of the father thing. I don't think it's like a curse, but I don't know. Some people you like pushing around more than others.
Well, there's truth to that. But, Angel, your name is so ironic. You are so good at making connections with people when you want to. You're so vulnerable, pitiful. People connect to you. You can use that. There is going to be a great conflict here soon. There is a world to be unraveled, a shield between here, your reality, and a place where everything is corrupted. And you, my dear, my prodigy, you're going to help unravel the world.
I'm laughing because I'm just like, oh yes, this game of masks we are playing. Let me roll to pierce the mask, or use my team moves, of course.
You can gaze into the abyss.
Well, what would that win me in this context? Because I feel like that's mostly to open contact with my patron, not to.
Although it could be to ask something as well, and you're also able to use the social moves on your patron as well.
Excuse me.
You don't have to.
I think that what he is going to do is he is going to say, you know, I'm not capable of that sort of thing. It's a little outside my skill set.
Well, at the very least, keep your ears open and report back to me immediately when you hear anything about this.
So I do have questions. Something between realms is there's going to be a battle here. There's
yes.
You
and
got
you know what
any?
side?
I know what side
You should be on.
A little bit of context would be helpful. This is extremely cryptic.
Yes, these kinds of things are difficult to explain to mortals. Your minds are so limited. I would say...
Usually find a condescending tone to be a huge asset in explaining things to mortals.
Well, it works for me. I would say that long ago, we made a concerted effort, with some of our allies, to take this land for ourselves, to pull it into a kind of hell. The plan was thwarted by some of the counselors and campers who loved nature. And
wait, I thought this was like 1,000 years ago. You mean like a few years ago?
Time, a few years ago, a few decades. I don't know how time passes.
Was
for
this
you.
the 90s?
Something like that. I don't follow your history or your silly numbers.
He goes, okay.
So, find out who's holding it back and undo it.
And what'll I get out of it?
Well, this look You won't have to sport in front of everyone for the rest of your life.
Oh. No strings attached.
No strings attached.
There's something I want to friend. And Angel has a flashback to the extremely excruciating karaoke experience that he had earlier this evening, and the lack of enthusiasm from the audience. And he goes, I would like a little bit of musical talent. And I'm going to use my infernal ability that is on my character sheet, which I have not scrolled open to. That's unfortunate. Basically, I think you gain a string on me, and I am going to, yeah, I got it right here. You gain a string on me, and I'm going to strings attached. You can ask the dark power for something that you really, really want, and the MC will attach a price to the thing you want and hint at an undesired twist in its nature. If you pay the price, you'll get what you're after.
Can you read that one more time?
Yep. That's one of the bargains that I've chosen. And so you can ask the dark power for something you really, really want. And the MC will attach a price to the thing you want and hint at an undesired twist in its nature. If you pay the price, you'll get what you're after.
All right. Musical talent. Musical talent. Give me the information I need and take at least one meaningful action toward this goal. And I will grant you a voice that charms. A voice that charms. Ethereal, otherworldly. A voice that, yes, shows your soul. I'm sure everyone will love it.
The descriptors that you're using sound like they're all caveats. This is... you gotta give me something to work with. I get people annoyingly interested in obscure trivia. Like, that's not like a superpower.
I think you have enough to work with. If you don't have the tools, you build them.
He just kind of like rolls his eyes and he goes, all right.
Look, nowadays, everyone is holding hands, giving people award trophies for doing nothing, helping people swim before you throw them in the deep end. I am old school. I throw you in the deep end and then you learn to swim. All right? It's not my fault that you've been spoiled by bad parenting. So go back into the world.
Did you hear that karaoke back there? I'm in the deep end. I'm in deep.
And you appear to still be swimming. In fact, I think you're going to be swimming a little bit more in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The booth disappears. The infernal disappears. And you get under a pouring a torrent of rain. Your feet are an inch into a muddy puddle, standing in the woods.
Damn, I didn't get my participation bargain with the devil. God fucking damn.
There's a little poof. And now in your hand, you're holding like a little tiny, very plastic, like gold painted Oscar.
I'm not even mad. I'm legitimately happy that I have this. This is sitting under my bunk. On a shelf.
Its inscription is "Yippee for you."
Definitely. Yippee for you, 2021.
I go, okay, underworld.
You in this puddle begin to shiver. You begin to feel your face flush, but your body cold. you begin to see reality warping back and forth between normal trees, dancing, tortured people trees, the ground muddy, the ground linoleum, back and forth until you find yourself losing consciousness. I'm gonna have you gaze into the abyss. I'm gonna have you roll with dark, please.
Sorry, give me a second.
Actually, I'm sorry. Roll with cold. I want you to roll for keeping your cool.
Okay. Again, my apologies. I'll be just a second.
No worries.
Roll with cold.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a -1. I got this in the bag.
That's what I guessed it was. That makes sense.
10.
A 10? Okay. You are able, in your feverish state, to consciously wander out of the woods, find yourself at the Orkney Lodge, and pass out in front of the door. You are then unconsciously brought up to a cot in the nurse's office, where you stay in a feverish state of dreaming until we get to our next scene. But before we get to that, Zoe, you stand in a circle with these people who are maybe your friends. Maybe you have friends. They're here and they're with you. So is May. May might even be more than a friend. Close to you, the lightning crashes. You come to consciousness. Your sight comes back to you, and you also see tortured looking trees. But for you, they don't seem to be dancing. They look like they're slithering. And the rain pours down on the scarf on your head.
No, this is wrong. This is supposed to be normal.
You also feel that block between your voice and where you want your voice to go. The air full of water and humidity, but also as if there was a curtain.
Oh, no. Almost reflexively, Zoe grabs for her necklace and tries to gaze into the abyss, center herself on reality and figure out the nature of what she's seeing.
Roll with dark.
That is an 8.
Okay. Tell me what a ritual looks like at your home.
So Zoe's home looks ostensibly normal on the first and second levels, but the basement is reserved for ritual activity. So there's sort of like concentric circles spiraling out from an altar in the center of the room, and all of the adults, or whenever you're considered an adult, in the extended household, are expected to take part. There's a lot of chanting and like dark cloak wearing, and on very special days there's sacrifice.
What is sacrifice on special days?
Zoe has tried to remain unaware of who is sacrificed, but what has become more and more clear as she's gotten older. And definitely larger mammal.
So as you stand gazing into the abyss, rather than the normal ozone smell that you'd expect, or smell of mud, or the musty smell of the woods, this place smells like your basement. And you notice that the rain is no longer hitting your face, and you look around and you are wearing a dark cloak.
Yeah. How is this happening? No, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm gonna try and take it off and run some direction.
You take it off, you leave it in the mud, you run, and after a few minutes as you're running, you notice again that the water is no longer on your face and the cloak is back on you.
Leave me alone! I want out! Take it off again and run the other way.
Time after time, it comes back, and as you brush against the branches of the trees, you feel them as if they are scaly and moving. And eventually you come to another clearing with concentric circles. And in the middle of the circle, coiled, is a snake of, I wanted to say coral green, which is not actually a color, of emerald green with teal details. And Tam, had you been there, you would see the same color that you saw flooding into the river in your own vision. And it raises its head and goes, "So ye."
Instinctively, I kneel down and I lower my head towards it.
"My child, progeny of my progeny, I am so glad that you are here. You are such a good girl, child."
What is your bidding?
The snake leans its head forward towards you. Its tongue flickers in and out, and it says,
Try very hard not to move.
"Do you want to roll with cool?" How about you roll with cool, actually?
Okay. Nine.
9. Okay. If you were to move, if you were to budge, you're pretty sure the snake would bite you.
Awesome.
When you say, "What do you want of me?" it says, "You will unravel the world, child. My most special progeny. You will unravel the world."
Not here. Not this place.
This is why you've come here, child.
No. We can start somewhere else. Like the school or the center of town.
This is our place, child, and you will unravel, and when you do, we shall make you a queen of the land, child, for your reward. And as the snake again says, "Unravel the world," you have a momentary memory. You remember the camp director, whose name I don't have in front of me, of course, Brandon Madrona, leaning forward to you and saying, "You are but dust and ashes, but for you the world was created." And you feel warmth from that. You feel your distress pulling yourself toward those sayings, and this creature pulling you in the other direction. Almost like you could be ripped apart. For you, the world was created. Unravel the world. And the snake begins to weave in the air hypnotically.
Jen, I remember one other thing that Camp Director Madrona told me, which is to keep ashes in my pocket or something like that. I hadn't heard that before, but I thought it was curious. So later that day, I went out to one of the campfires and I did put ashes in my pocket. So I'm gonna take them out now, toss them in the air at the snake, and try to run away.
Oh my gosh!
Pocket sand!
Why don't you roll with volatile?
Okay.
That seems like a volatile thing to do.
I'm so
That's
happy
a
I was reading
9.
because I was over here going, pocket sand, pocket sand.
If you want a job done right, you need to not entrust 13-year-olds to do it.
All right. Now I've got sand in my.
I'm sorry.
The ash splashes out into the air, the rainy air, but gets like it mixes with the rain and creates this like thick goo that covers the snake, and the snake makes an angry hiss, and you are able to run without getting bit, but you become your darkest self. Tell us what your darkest self is.
Oh boy. Oh,
It's on the
goodness.
list. You become the darkest self. It's on the list. Oh, you get to choose, actually. You learn something about your true nature. The MC decides how bad the harm turns out, or you become your darkest self. You get to decide. I really want you to become your darkest self, but you get to decide, not me. I took power that was not mine to take.
I really want to learn something about my true nature.
Okay. This ancestor of yours gains a string on you. What do you want to learn about your true nature?
I want to learn just how much of my power is dependent on being in the good graces of my ancestors.
Watching the snake stunned and frozen by ash thrown in the air, and hearing the echo of Director Madrona in your head, you have this moment of realization that yes, your power comes from your ancestors, but it is in you. You were born with it. It could grow into something different. As you run, you begin to feel cold. You begin to shiver. You begin to become dizzy. You stumble out of the woods, fall on the porch of Orkney Lodge. And in your unconscious state, your feverish state, you also are picked up and put on a cot in the nurse's office on the second floor of the lodge. Angel, Zoe, you lie next to one another on your individual cots, tossing and turning, these events playing through your mind. And Jade and Tam, you walk in And Nurse Judy, and if Jade, you're pretending to be ill, yes? Yeah. Nurse Judy has like, no, oh, honey, okay, come on over here. Let's get you some warm blankets.
Thanks.
And you walk past Angel and Zoe sweating through blankets on their cots. I don't, something must be going wrong. There must be a bug. Come on over here, lie down. Tam, young man, you might want to stay farther away. I don't want you to, we don't know what is going on yet.
Are there any cots near where they are? Zoe and Pablo, or sorry, Angel. For some reason, Angel's the one character where I just call you by your real name.
Sure.
It's because Pablo's an angel.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, there are 3 cots right in a row. So like the room on one side has like an examination table and like cabinets and stuff, and the other has like a curtain that's not pulled all the way over and like 3 cots next to each other. You get the cot at the farthest, like by the wall.
Okay.
I've got a good immune system. Is it okay? What happened to them?
We think that they came down with some kind of bug in the woods. We don't really know what happened. We found them both on the porch. They were in your group, right? What happened? Did you lose them?
They just disappeared.
Okay, so you lost them?
No.
That's what that means, right?
No. Yes, it is. Yeah, Angel had his hands on my back. I'm gonna try and keep my cool because this amount of lying is not what Tam's comfortable with. There's certain kinds of lies that are okay, and there's certain kinds of lies that aren't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's an 11 though, so okay. I feel like this one's one of those kinds that's just okay.
You can ask a question and take one forward with Nurse Judy.
What does she know about Angel's condition? And yes. Specifically Angel, I'm sorry, Zoe.
Absolutely nothing. She is as confused as anyone else and speaking completely honestly.
Do you know if they're going to be okay?
I mean, probably. It just seems to me like they've caught some kind of bug. Hopefully they won't have to go home. But, you know, yeah, it's probably going to work. We're just going to keep them hydrated. We may call their parents if it lasts, but you know, maybe not if it doesn't. Yeah, no, I think they'll be okay. They'll be fine. They're okay. You've had the flu before.
Yeah.
But the flu's no joke.
Angel, I don't know if you have your phone back or not, but if you do, you definitely see probably 50 texts from Jade.
Are they woken up?
You're unconscious right now.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. But I have now texted him in just like the keyboard mash, and just say, "Found you. What the fuck happened?" Just in all caps. That's it.
Do you mind if I just stay here with Jade for a while? I feel like she could use a friend.
That is so sweet. That is just, see, that's what this camp is all about, right? It's just weaving ourselves together as a community. And
I think I'm gonna vomit. Can I have something?
Goodness, okay. She runs over to the cabinet and pulls it. You know those like kidney shaped plastic things that they give you? Like runs over and does that and sort of rubs your back. And says, I'm gonna run downstairs. I'm gonna get you a little ginger ale. All right. But yeah, you'll be okay. Can you just watch over her, young man?
Of course I can.
Are you? I've seen you before. Right?
Yeah, I was here last year.
Oh, all right. Okay, wonderful. So you know where things are. I'm gonna run and get some ginger ale. I will be right back, hun. I'll be right back. You'll be okay.
Hey,
as soon as you... Yeah, go ahead.
You're looking good.
Thank you. Children are the best. She walks out of the room.
As soon as she leaves, I'm gonna run over to Angel's bed and poke his face.
Do I startle awake?
You startle awake.
Yeah. And it's just a kind of like a very tired yell. Like it's not like, I think it's just like a,
All right, don't be dramatic.
What?
All right, someone's feeling a little cranky. What the fuck happened?
And he's just like, oh.
You weren't answering your phone. That the fuck.
I had this sad dream where that happened. Gosh, we probably shouldn't talk about it now.
Okay.
Did you get me here? Did you?
No.
Where was I?
Fuck if I know. You left me in the woods, which thanks. Could have used someone to talk to. You left me in the woods. Then I went to go find you. Tam got us back here somehow with his I can smell water shit and got us back here. And
Daisy?
then you were here.
Daisy?
Do you just wait there, Angel, and you have some water. And she hands you like a water bottle.
That's a
from
real
back
friend. Yeah.
and runs over to Zoe. Hey Zoe, are you okay?
Daisy, did you save me?
Yeah, I did.
I knew you would. Thank you.
Friends do. Are you okay? You seemed really
No.
not okay. Is there anything I can get you?
My head hurts.
Okay, and she's gonna reach over to Angel, grab the water bottle from him, and hand it to Zoe. Do you want some water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there
Wait.
any bone broth here?
No, I don't. There's soup. I need just soup.
Angel! Is Angel okay?
I think so, but we shouldn't talk to him. He's very cranky in the morning. The angst is already at a high level. Normally, it goes up in the mornings. We just let him. We
Does
let
he
him
bite?
chill. We do not bug him. I can bug him. You can't bug him.
Oh, because you're immune to the bites.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. You establish a tolerance when you've been around him long enough. You're not there yet.
It's okay. I've been bitten many times. I'm gonna reach out an arm and can I reach Angel's shoulder from my cot?
Yes, you can.
If my phone has not been confiscated, I am looking at memes. Okay. I'm looking at memes.
You're trying to look
Suddenly
at
a
memes.
hand.
Really quick, you're trying to look at memes, but like as you're trying to look at memes, like every text that Jade sent you keeps like bouncing up on, and there's just
I will
dozens of
say,
them.
you do notice some texts that say we need to talk about Tam. There's a couple in there that are, I learned something about Tam and I need to talk to you.
Mhm.
All right, Angel, you feel Zoe's hand on you.
I'm just like, hey,
Angel,
it's like really early. Or it
I
feels
am
really
very
early.
glad that you are not dead, friend.
Was I in danger? Are we in danger?
I don't
Yes.
know.
There was much friendship singing. Very dangerous.
And I'm just gonna, you just see just pure joy radiate through Jade's face. She's so proud. She's
I'm
so proud.
When Angel smiles, but also face palms and is just like, what am I going to do with her? What am I going to do with her?
I think the other shoulder, like Tam just comes into view and places his hand on the other shoulder. I was. Hi.
Listen, I don't know if you heard about Morning Angel. You probably want to just give him space. Give him space, everybody. Just space, or you'll get bitten. That
Prop myself up as much as I can on these, very flat camp pillows.
I need to.
Guilty, you hear
Comfy.
you get bitten and you just hear a hiss in the back of your mind and remember where you were moments ago.
I need to talk to you when you're feeling. better. When he's feeling a bit better, that's all I'm telling him.
Fine.
I turn to Tam and I'm just like, really sleepily, but now trying to maintain some level of composure. Hey,
Jade laughs in character.
You should all stay here for now. Where's Maisie? And Serena?
Maisie ran away. Don't know where Serena is.
Okay, Maisie
It's not
ran
safe.
away?
No,
Right
just
now.
she walked off to sport camp, I think.
You all take care of fighting Angel. I'll be back.
Are you? Can you walk? Are you okay to walk? I can come with you if you need like support.
No,
What
no, I'm going to find Maisie.
You just were unconscious in the woods. I'm not sure you're okay to just walk.
We're all unconscious sometimes.
Angel gets up and he makes the sounds like and then he stands upright, just totally fine. He's like, I'm good.
Yes. Just
You do. You feel
stay
fine.
together.
Why don't we all
The
stay
noises
together,
help, okay?
Zoe?
You want to help me look for Maisie?
Not particularly, but I don't want to leave you alone right now.
Hey, real quick, we
For anyone.
went outside. We were led as like a fun event as part of the camp, and then I disappeared. We disappeared. Is that right?
You disappeared?
Yeah, both of you disappeared. Yeah.
He turns to Zoe and he's like, I had a kind of a bummer dream. That's all. I don't know how I got here though.
Yes. I dream. Yes. Yes, that
Is what
the
we're
same.
going with. Yep. These are the words that we are saying. We are now on the same page.
Your footprints. I tracked you a little bit after. It seems like you might have walked here somehow. I think.
How-
Angel, not Zoe. Zoe didn't walk here.
I'm not talking to Zoe.
I know. I'm clarifying to Zoe because Zoe looked like there were connections being made, and we don't want that shit.
It's like I kind of don't love that if that's what happened. Walked here. Don't remember it.
I mean, honestly, I think a normal guy would probably be more weirded out about the whole tracking thing.
I mean, I think it's a cool skill you have. You've probably spent a lot of time outdoors. You did like some manly things. Dad took you out
things?
to do sports.
Dad?
These are what I would assume. Now that you've brought it up, it is a little weird, especially because you don't seem to be going with any of the things I'm saying.
Tam,
No,
are you trying to shut Angel down?
I'm gonna try, yeah.
Roll with cold.
So that's another XP. Yay!
Oh,
We're back on our nonsense.
everybody else, like, why is Tam being such a jerk? Like, what? And Tam's condition of being selfish it wasn't selfish, it was mean.
Mm-hmm.
Mean. Just like you remember, you're like, man, he seemed cool before. He seems mean now. He seems mean.
It was my dog walking job.
Right. Yeah, I mean, whatever. We don't have to make it weird, I guess.
Sorry. No, I'm not trying to make it weird. Just like dogs.
This is so awkward. This is so awkward. I'm so uncomfortable.
You're welcome.
Well, let's
This is the role
pause
playing I'm here for.
and give you a break from awkward for just a moment. What is Maisie doing? Uh-oh. Is Bunz
Uh-oh.
frozen?
Bunz.
Oh, okay. Let's not give you a break from awkward. We're gonna go back to awkward and wait for Bunz to come back.
The awkward is on demand. Awkward du jour.
I think Jade might want to tell you some things.
Yeah, Jade does want to tell you some things. If Jade could have some fucking space, Jade would love to tell things.
I like lean over and like I try to put my arm around you like we're bros in one fell swoop, but halfway through I kind of chicken out, and so I have my arm hovering behind you, and then I slowly just bring it back, and I'm like, hey, anyway, yeah. Let's walk around outside for a bit, I guess.
Why don't you just meet us outside? I'll hang out here with Zoe for a little bit, and then we'll go off to sports camp together.
Cool.
All right.
Like, come on. And she literally grabs Angel by his collar and is like, come on, we're going outside now.
I think, you know what? I screwed up enough that just as like you're leaving, you can probably hear Tam saying, God, I'm so stupid.
Oh, my whole heart.
Poor Tam. Okay, so you
They're
split
their friend.
on that perfect note, because I see Bunz is back.
Yeah, go to Bunz.
What's Maisie doing?
Maisie is currently playing paddleball, but not like, you know, the ball on the string, but it's just them doing it up and down with like their tennis racket and a ball. They're like their legs are up against the wall, and they're just doing this.
Are you over at sports camp?
It's something repetitive they can do while they think. Yeah, I'm over
Ah.
at sports camp.
Okay. All right. Everyone is sort of filtering back in after breakfast, changing clothes, sort of talking excitedly. They were in
First right now.
oh no.
Oh, no.
Let's give it just a second. We'll go to a pair if we need to.
Such a sad frame that it's stuck on too.
I know.
It's Bunz's face of disappointment.
Maisie's just gonna be popping that ball up in the air like indefinitely. All right, let's pause Maisie again, and let's go to Angel. I said it was going to be like a separated sort of session. I didn't mean it this way.
Oh,
It's the bottle episode of 1,000 bottles.
yay!
Jeez.
You hear everybody filter in, Maisie. Oh no, frozen again.
Maybe turn off your video and just go with voice, see if that helps.
Yeah. Pausing for technical difficulties, y'all.
Do it.
If you have like the Jeopardy music or something, put that on for a second.
There's a
Yeah.
all right.
Let's go to break and give
do break.
Bunz a chance to like work on
Yeah.
the internet connection. I agree. All right, we'll be back soon. Sit and soak in the awkwardness of teenage
it's something.
angst. Yes,
Oh,
and we will
boy.
see you in about 10-15 minutes, and hopefully we'll have Maisie back with us. Bye. Hey, we're back. We're missing our lovely Bunz, but hopefully they'll be able to join us maybe before the end. And if not, we will focus a lot on Maisie next time. And let's start with the interesting pair of Zoe and Tam in the infirmary.
Guilty, have you actually been paired together yet?
I don't think so.
No. So more awkwardness, yay.
You track dogs
No,
for
I don't.
fun?
I
Oh,
said I walk dogs as a job, and they do tracking, and I learned from dogs.
so the dogs taught you.
Sure. Yep. That makes as much sense as anything else.
How How long have you been able to speak to dogs?
I seriously think Tam has never even seen a dog.
I'm sure someone at some point has had a dog at camp.
Can Tam talk to dogs? What's the canon here?
Gaze into the abyss to see if you've seen a dog.
Sure. That's a failure.
Sometimes you gaze into the abyss and a dog stares back.
I have leveled up again.
Yeah, so you have at one point watched a movie with a dog in it, but unfortunately it was Cujo. So that's your idea of what dogs are like.
Do they not talk to you?
I haven't tried recently, but they haven't so far.
I want to answer so much.
What happened to you? I'm sorry, that's not Sam's voice. Okay, what exactly happened to you?
What exactly?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't know what happened to Angel. I didn't see him until just now when we woke up.
I'm not asking what happened to Angel. I'm asking what happened to you. I have a feeling that if Angel knows, he's not going to tell me.
Yes. He is quite nervous with you.
Yeah.
And most people.
He seems surprisingly shy.
Well, many people who are hiding things are shy.
So are you saying you don't hide things?
I'm not that exciting. I don't have that much to hide. Not like all of you with your social lives.
I don't really have a social life. Just, a couple months out of the year. And then to go back to where I come from.
Yes. Dog walking.
Yeah. Dog walking.
I don't think we're safe here. Maybe you're just not safe with me.
Why wouldn't I be safe with you?
Not you, all of you, my friends. You,
Is someone threatening? The river? The land here?
The river. The lake. Oh. Well, I'd say more existence itself. So
Well-
yes, I guess that includes the river.
Well, that's pretty shitty of them.
Yes. And I think I made them mad.
You know, it really helps when you piss someone off. Piss them off more for doing the shitty thing.
Does that actually help?
Sure is fun. They sure as hell deserve it. Hey, Zoe, I think we could become really good friends, but I wonder if you'd like a little help on a crusade of mine. And if you help me, all you got to do is just keep an eye out for people who want to cause trouble. And if you want to do that, I might be willing to help you with your little problem. Come on.
What?
Are
Let's
you
tell the
trying to
shitty people.
tantalize?
No, I'm not.
Or pull strings?
I'm using a move of mine called Songbird.
Oh boy.
Nice.
When I speak passionately to convince someone to join my cause, I roll with Volatile. On 10 plus, they mark experience if they help me, and a 7 to 9, I take a string on them. If a miss, Zoe's going to take a string on me.
Noordin
Oh,
Ali is
Zoe,
playing this
swear to
game.
God.
Noordin Ali is playing this game like a man who knows the rules of this game.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Uh-huh.
like the only one. I do not know what I'm doing.
To be fair, like Songbird really helps them out more than it helps me. With the exception, I did roll a 7 to 9, so I will be gaining a string on a good friend Snakes. A good friend Intensity, sorry, with no side effects.
Okay. How much do you know about killing snakes?
Quite a lot, actually.
I suppose you may be able to help me.
Well, Zoe, I extend an arm out, just like I've done with like several people at this point, because apparently some of my manners did not exit the 20th century. Why don't we head down, meet our friends, and we can chat about it just a little more.
Yes. Okay.
They won't know what
Right.
hit them.
And then we're going to turn then to Angel and Jade. And as you walk out, Angel and Jade, you actually you see Nurse Judy on the stairs, and she has a little bag, and she goes, I need to go talk to the director, but I wanted to give this to you to give to your friend, if you don't mind. Here you go. Just make sure that she gets it. I don't want her to leave without it.
Is this for Zoe? Or
Yeah, for Zoe.
all right, sure. I'll take it. What's in it? Can I open it?
It's just like a paper bag.
Okay.
It's a dark cloak covered with mud.
Jen, what? Okay. I'm gonna open it and then immediately close it and say, yeah, thanks. I will give that to her. Thank you.
Hey, Jen, what time is it and what am I wearing?
So you're still in your pajamas with your sweatshirt. And it is probably about 12 o'clock. Like the sun is starting to get bright.
Okay. I wasn't even sure the sun had risen. Okay, got it.
All right. Let's go outside, away from people.
Let's get as far away from people as is reasonable, and we do this fucking awkward banter shit for another 40 minutes before
In
we get
front
far
of-
away enough
yeah.
to have this conversation.
Yes, absolutely. All right. I'm assuming we just like go out like in the empty space between cabins and shit.
I was thinking like into the woods.
Oh, we can do that too, like the outskirts, the early outskirts of the woods.
Yeah. Like
There's-
close enough to see it and shit.
Yeah.
Everybody at this point is like kind of in their activities. So nobody's around like the Friendship Bridge or the amphitheater. The amphitheater is a bit more of a walk. The Friendship Bridge is sort of like out of the view of the rest of the camp, but like closer to the camp. And there's also a lake.
Yeah. I think Friendship Bridge is a great move for this conversation.
And I want to say notably, Jade puts the cloak in her backpack. And Jen, I'm wondering if I can use that as a sympathetic token on Zoe.
I would
As
be
an
fine with that
object of
if
significance.
Zoe is fine with that. Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna put that in the bag. It needs to be washed. Okay. Listen, Angel.
Yeah.
So, in the woods,
Uh-huh.
chatted with Tam, and I get it. I get the dewy and the intensity and the sometimes misplaced intensity, but intensity, it's cool. I get it. And I get that you're a sad boy, but listen, you're my sad boy, and I am a little concerned. Just concerned. Tam was saying a lot of things. about being not normal. And also thinking that you're not normal. And there was something about how much he was fixating. He doesn't fucking know you, but he acts like he knows you, and that freaks me out as your friend. It makes me uncomfortable, and I think that he mentioned being a sea monster, and I don't know if that's like a metaphor, but he mentioned it, and I don't like that at all. Makes me highly nervous. I just want to tell you to maybe be careful, because he seems to be very invested in you while not knowing anything about you, and that is red flags to me.
Yeah, Angel doesn't know any. It doesn't have enough worldly experience to know about red flags. Hey Jen, do you what do I need to roll when she says fish monster to sort of see if that tracks or if I think this is a metaphor?
I think that's a gaze into the abyss. So you need to decide how you might contact your patron for a little bit of knowledge. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to turn to Jade and just be like, okay, hey, I want to have this conversation, but I need to catch you up too. Do you finish what you were saying about Tam before I tell you about what I went through?
Yeah, man, I don't know. He got me out of the woods, and that was chill. There was no shady business. I'm not saying it's not possible that he's a sea monster. That's kind of makes sense, I guess, with his vibe. I'm less nervous about the sea monster thing and more nervous about the you and him thing. If you want this to work, you can make it work. There's vibes. There's intense vibes. There's otherworldly vibes, which maybe check out. You're a sad boy, Angel, but you're my sad boy, and I just need you to not be hurt.
Angel reaches out his hands to the sides of your face and is just like, hey, let's talk about the events that have transferred from the beginning.
Okay.
When I did karaoke, how was that?
Shit. Real shit. I have it. If you don't remember, I have it recorded, and she's gonna pull out her phone.
It's there's no force on earth that could make me listen to that again. Okay, good. So I really put myself out there, and then that was an open bracket that has not been closed, and I don't know if it's ever gonna be closed. I feel like that was vulnerable in a way that my intuition is screaming at me that I should never do again, and my intuition doesn't say anything to me ever.
You should listen to it more often, probably.
No. My intuition says I want pizza. Second thing. Sorry, just listen to my gut here. Second thing. So when we went out to the woods, spoke to the patron again. And it's just a little. I don't remember which parts I told you in which order. Do you remember the Good Omens fan fiction I wrote with like the sun and there's this like weird estrangement thing?
Yeah.
And this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I said I put a lot of myself into that. Yeah. So I spoke to the Dark Patron, and he was like, hey, gonna need you to bring me more souls. And I was like, I'm bad at this.
I really so want to be on your page here. What drug are we talking about when we're talking about the patron? What was this? I can't remember. Is you talking to your patron, you being on acid? I don't entirely.
No. And then I sort of like look around, and there's no one in view, right?
No one. No. Okay. Everyone's busy.
I let the horns come out, and the skin goes a dark blue. Eyes are also, I didn't mention this, totally pupilless.
Holy fucking. Okay, you can. And she's like,
literally sent you this picture. Did you think it was a Snapchat filter?
Yeah. Fuck.
explains why you weren't weird about it.
Yeah. I was trying to help you with this time you were having. I thought you were just going through some shit and projecting and dissociating yourself and creating a second identity who talks to his patron. I thought that was helpful.
Because, look, this has been extremely cathartic, this fan fiction thing we've been doing together, but also this is a real problem I have.
I see that now. It could have been so much more explicit. You really could have. You talk in metaphors a lot, dude. There's a lot of imagery in our everyday conversation. You could have been more direct. Just gonna say that when you get in a relationship, communication is key. You're gonna just know that about yourself, okay? You're not good at being direct.
Okay, look, remember the last time I was super direct with a cute boy about something? Huh? Remember when that happened? Yeah.
Point taken.
Okay, why do you think he left very suddenly and out of nowhere?
I so assumed you said something really weird.
It was probably, hey, this is what I have going on.
Oh, I see. All right, go.
So I've been a little bit cagey about the horns. A little.
That is understandable. Okay, well, I would not. I don't know. I don't know if you should tell Tam or not. Tam definitely knows there's something up with you, and I don't know how much you want to let him in. I think you should get to know each other before you tell each other you're fucking monsters.
Yeah, look, I've seen Frozen. I get it, but even though that is true, I'm less concerned about Tam because Tam is going to run away as soon as he's.
You're not concerned about Tam because Tam is hot. Your logic is not to be trusted right now.
One thing has nothing to do with the other. I'm a little concerned. So the patron was like, "Oh, there's this evil force coming, and you gotta bring us on the right side of it." And I was like, "Hey, you should be a little more direct, just like you did with me right now." And then she was.
Sorry, that not funny?
Sorry if I'm patronizing you a little bit. She said to me that ultimately, this place used to be taken over by the underworld, but then someone stopped it. The summer camp. This was some fucking late 90s, early 2000s shit, I think. I don't know.
God.
Basil's just speculating that one. And she asked me to make it go away. And basically...
Make the what go away?
Sorry, I used the wrong words. She asked me to help open...
Make it worse?
The underworld gates? It
How
wasn't super clear.
But we don't do
that. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? You'll remember from thousands of words that I've written, the literal component to this metaphor was I can't make these go away unless I have my patron's help. And I'm very bad at stealing souls. I'm not good at this bounty hunting thing. Not really good as a hitman.
No shit.
I'm not sporty. Don't have good aim.
You're not sporty spice. That would not be.
Anti-coordination. Sort of the typical means of doing this are not in my wheelhouse, but I'm kind of fucked because what are my alternatives?
Have you ever stolen a soul? How have you done it in the past?
Oh, yeah.
How have you done it in the past?
Well, I usually find out what people are into, and then I look up a lot of things about it, and I go to the discussion section of Wikipedia, and I look at where people are fighting, and I take a very firm stance about something I know nothing about until they start really getting mad. And then I tell them, hey, we're going to pick up this conversation later. Except instead of picking up this conversation later, I pick up their soul later.
So you nerd snipe people.
Yeah.
You haven't nerd sniped me.
Well, we're friends.
We are, right? Yeah? This is not a long con that's being...
Jade, look. I've been kicking this can down the road for a while, and the horns go back in. Goes back to normal skin tone. Because I've been kicking this can down the road for a while. But if I didn't have you, I wouldn't have anyone.
All right. So do you want? I
don't know what to do. I was gonna
fuck with this shit, Angel. I
was gonna steal Zoe's soul, but she's so nice. I can't.
You can't do that. You
can't do that. I gotta. Is there like an evil camp counselor? Is there like fucking? Are there murderers who I could?
I mean, I hate all adults, so other than Otter, it's pretty much I'll help you with any of them.
Otter's a sweetheart. I can't do that.
Yeah, we can't do that.
What the fuck am I gonna do? There isn't even a soft target out here.
Jen, do I know any mean camp counselors?
I mean, Snapdragon's the one who left everybody in the woods. And
Fair.
while she's often someone like who people kind of trust because she's just kind of blunt and honest, also can be a little mean.
I know who we want. I just thought of it. We're gonna get fucking Sarah Emily, cheerful girl. Yeah.
Sarah Emily the camper.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Are you fine with that? She bugs the shit out of me.
I mean, look, this isn't we don't need to decide this right now because I am apprehensive every time I steal someone's soul that maybe it might not be a great decision.
Oh
but
no,
I don't
you don't
love
understand.
this.
It's cool. Wait, what happens when you steal someone's soul? What happens to them?
Jen, what happens when I steal someone's soul?
I feel like they become very, very involved in like YouTube and Reddit and kind of go down the rabbit hole.
That's not what I expected. Oh no.
Weird conspiracy theories.
Disavowed.
Oh no. Oh no, Jen.
And they begin filling the world with paranoia and angst and selfishness.
I want to see Sarah Emily angsty. Oh yes, yes. Angel, this is a gift. I fucking love this. I am.
Cade,
You were trying to
people
convince
is
me, but
not a
I've
gift. This
been
is horrible.
convinced. I know, but like, she's so much, and this way she could be so much online and not in my face. That sounds amazing.
But she's someone else's problem. But I still have to do this though.
But this is
That's
your
the thing.
problem.
I have to do this. Like you get that, right? Like
Yeah. I mean,
if I have
get
things coming out of the sides of my head and my pupils are fucking not there anymore and my skin is blue.
I get it. I just think it sounds kind of fucking cool. As long, yeah.
And I do want to say, for the purposes of the audience, compared to when I was speaking to my patron, I am way less tense. Like I'm just way more like relaxed, and it's just the two of us. And just like while I was in like the tiefling form, there was just a lot less stiffness and a lot more like live movement sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Now I'm back to being Angel.
I think this sounds kind of cool, to be totally honest. I get you're freaked out, and I'm freaked out too.
You seem notably okay with this. Sort of remarkably so.
You want me to seem more weird? Would that help you cope if I was like
No, I
freaked
just
out?
want to know if this is like 20 minutes later, you're going to get your sort of late delivery feelings about.
Sounds kind of cool. I mean, the patron thing kind of freaked me out a little bit, but like the soul selling stuff is sounds kind of tight, honestly.
The patron seems worse than the steel soul?
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Jim, go ahead.
Jade and or Angel, you are attempting to persuade one another and you have strings on each other. Would you like to pull some strings?
I totally forgot about that.
Not really. I'm just role playing as a weird, awkward devil boy.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Yeah, I think unless Angel's gonna push me on why I'm being not weird, I think I'm good for now on strings.
No, I think that Angel, like me, just gives way too much benefit of the doubt and is just kind of like, oh, we've been buddies for a long time. Like,
For context, I don't think Angel knows that Jade is a witch. Jade has like not told anyone.
No, I assume not. I assume not.
Yeah.
You have now told Tam.
That's true. I have told Tam. Tam knows.
Tam and Maisie.
Tam knows. Angel does not know, and Jade is okay with this because controlling people is very much how she uses her powers, and that is very much not a thing that freaks her out.
So I think that Angel is just going to be like, so anyway, this Tam character is seems like he's not afraid of the idea of this thing I have going on, and
he not afraid is not the word I'd use. Very interested is the phrase I would use. And he was so obsessed with how you're special and different, and I don't know, maybe it's fine. Maybe it is, you two can be weirdos together and it'll be great.
Special and different in the sense that I'm cursed. Special and different in the sense that, like, I got horns coming out of the side of my head, and I gotta
honestly, he'd probably be totally fine with that.
Report to my supervisor to go ruin some people's lives.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that would be a turn off. Concerned about, I don't know, maybe it's fine. You can just think about it before you tell him.
Jade, you did see Tam go almost full fish monster for like a split second back there too.
That's true. That's true. He just seems. Just get to know him better first. That's all I'm saying. I'm worried about you. It feels like doesn't have the same. I don't know if motives is the right word. He's concerned with something bigger and more than this camp, and it freaks me out a little bit. Just don't want you being, I just want you to be safe and know who you're talking to. And he just took such an interest in you so fast, it freaks me out a little bit.
Jade, there is at no point any time where I'm safe.
Cool. Good or bad?
Fine on a day-to-day basis, I think, but I'm kind of fucked. That's what you're friends with.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, that checks out. All right. We should probably go back, yeah?
We have to walk in different directions, come in at different times, otherwise people are going to think we made out.
I'll go first.
Got it.
See ya. Incredible.
As Jade walks away, Angel will close the scene with you having just a second of hearing the echo of bass beating in the back of the woods far away from you.
The underworld is
I'm gonna really quick run back to Angel and say, just by the way, gotta get it off my chest, this is a lie, but we're all gonna pretend that I saved Zoe. Don't ask me questions, go with it, okay? Okay, bye. And then I'm gonna run away.
We will close the scene there and check in with Maisie because Bunz is back!
I got it to work. I kicked my entire family out of my house and told them to get off here. Like, go to the park! And like threw $20 at my brother.
It's amazing.
So Maisie, you are in sports camp as everybody's sort of buzzing with stories about the night that they spent. And Sarah Emily comes in and has a bag and begins passing out phones, saying, "It's phone hour. I'm Percy. Here you go. Here's your phone. I'm Gabriel. Here's your phone. Let's see. Maisie, do you have a phone? Is there?"
No, I don't. One of those. I always talk to. Just not interested in them.
No. Okay. That's very cool. That's very, very wise of you. Okay. I guess you can go practice. The tennis coach is going to be around sometime soon. It's sort of up to you what you want to do since you're, not actually enrolled in sports camp.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go return this to where it belongs. And I'm gonna like pick myself up. Because that's why I keep coming to sports camp is because no one has stolen this from sports camp.
Everybody was busy last night. Yeah.
Everybody was super busy, so I'm just gonna like steal myself and just be like, music camp. Like, yeah, I'm in theater.
So are you walking out with like a wooden statue, like reminiscent of you?
People don't look that hard, but if they did, they would
Yeah.
they would realize we have very similar bone structure.
And when you see the statue, you also are reminded how similar your bone structure is, and reminded of that scene that you saw in the tapestry. Oh no, it was in your mind, in the abyss, of Edna Orkney
Wow.
carving the statue. Where do you go?
I'm gonna head towards theater camp, but I'm not like going to completely go there. I want to kind of like go off where nobody will bug me for a second. And it's gonna, this might sound narcissistic, but take a better look at myself. Because I'm actually interested, because other than reflection in the river or what everybody else sees, Maisie doesn't really look at themselves. They're really used to everybody else looking at them, and they're too focused on everything ahead of them. They don't really care about what they look like, and they guess they look okay because they're a statue. But they've never taken time to look at themselves, and it has new meaning now because they know the person that gave them this face. So they're like this, and really kind of see all the things that over the years Tam has told them is really cool about them. They're like, don't like the tattoo and like the graffiti on the back and the different bits of wood and stuff have been standing down, and they're kind of looking at it and they're like, I this can't protect this place. Is there any place around here that would let me do woodworking?
Yeah, the Shit Shack, the cruise camp has woodworking, lots of, like a room full of woodworking tools, none of whose names I actually know. But yeah, you can go there. There's wood shavings on the floor, the smell of fresh cut wood.
Yeah, like low-key sort of giving myself a makeover. I need to be stronger if I'm going to do my plan.
How do you give yourself a makeover?
So completely new varnish. Like I sand off almost everything, and it's sad, but there is one bit that I know I have there specifically because of Tam, and I was like, this might be the oldest part of me. It's like one of the spines on my tail, and they cut it off. They cut it off and set a new piece of wood there and make a different tail that like fans out now. Like they make themselves stronger in their brain, something that's better protecting for this place. And they kind of like just reset themselves. This has been, they're like, there, this will be able to do, they have things to focus on, and it's not anybody else right now.
As you shave off the tattoos on the statue, that skin grows over and the tattoo fades on your body. What happens when you cut off the fin of the statue? What happens to you?
Macy's always had really long hair, and the statue itself has spines going down, and that's where they go. So it's kind of like they gave themselves a haircut. Now instead of like down to their back, they're the locks that were like the pieces of vegetation that are in the lake, in the pond, that are part of them. They cut that, so they have like short, shoulder length locks now instead of long ones that go down their back.
And as you cut your locks, they fall to the floor and then pool as water, and then slowly seem to drain into the concrete, and the concrete slowly dries, and all that's left on the floor is wood shavings.
They're just kind of like surveying their work and like letting it sit out in the sun because there's another layer of varnish. But then that's like when the surveying happens of them just like looking over themselves, and they're coming up with this plan, and they're like speaking out loud a little bit. But like, no, it's fine. I can find a way to get some of the threads, or at least pieces of the threads, into my wood. I can be more than just a basic guardian. I can replace the tapestry. I can be the tapestry. I can carve the tapestry into my skin. Like a new thing. And they just like, if anybody joins in this scene, it's gonna be them like holding, like looking over like the carving tools and like trying to decide if that's something they actually want to do. But that's what they've been doing this whole time.
Let me ask really quick, where are Tam and Zoe, and would they head toward the shit shack?
Well, I mean, Zoe's whole plan was to go find Maisie.
Tam was
So
like,
if Jade and Angel haven't come back for a while, yeah, she'll turn to Tam for, like, what's the plan?
yeah, you don't have a phone. And they wandered off. Let's just go back to the cabin, my cabin, and we can chill and wait for them. Sure, they'll find us there.
You head back to the cabin, and Otter's there. And Otter is actually handing out phones, and goes up to Tam. Do you have a phone? You don't have a... You know what? That's so cool. That's just the way to be, you know, man. That's the way to be. It's a young lady. Do you have? Oh no! Oh no! Yay! They're back. Do you have a phone?
I'm so mad. Yeah, I that's what I just finished with down Google Meets on my phone. I'm mad it worked for my entire thing and then cut off suddenly.
I'm at least happy that it worked for your thing. We'll work with it. It's okay. We'll roll with it.
Fucking awesome scene.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Young lady, I think aren't you in theater camp?
Well, technically, I'm in every camp this year because I'm part of the Unity team.
Maisie, we found her.
And Otter sort of drifts away. It's like I'll find you your phone too, Zoe, right? You're Zoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
The star of the show. Yeah, that's star of the show. I'll go see what I can find for you. So hold on here. And Otter walks away and starts to talk to some of the other campers, and you find Maisie. I think you said like standing outside of the wood shop.
Yeah,
with your revamped statue.
Mm-hmm. Like letting it dry out in the sun because I needed to do another layer.
Wow. She's beautiful.
Definitely happening.
Oh, heck.
Really is over, isn't it?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Nothing. I'm gonna go sit over there.
So angsty, everyone. So much angst all around. Who are we without Bunz at the table?
Tam feels betrayed, okay?
Betrayed.
We can back up for a minute and give you a chance to talk, or you can, the two of you sort of left Maisie to her own thoughts for a moment and gone and talked with each other.
Yeah. I don't know what. So tell me about your. What did you say it was? Was the snakes? Tell me about the snakes.
Zoe will reach out and try and take your hand, if that's okay.
Tam will give it.
Okay. So she'll hold onto your hand and look hard up to you. Be like, I can trust you. Yes.
course you can.
Because we're friends.
Yeah.
Or
What do you need?
or are we different friends?
Different friends?
I don't know. It feels different. The snakes. Well, I thought I had left them at home. There's things. I don't think I don't think normal, other, regular human people live their life by the snakes. Do they?
No.
I was afraid of that. Yes, well, they seem to be upset that I have strayed from that path, and they have some, well, this one in particular has some ideas about starting a perhaps apocalypse is the right word here at camp. Is that the word? Ending of all things?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes. I don't want that.
Neither do I.
I don't think I'm allowed to not want that, though.
We don't always want what's best for us, but we're allowed to want whatever we want.
What is it you want, Tam?
I like take a quick glance in the direction of the river and I look back. I just want my home to be safe and to not feel alone. I thought that I had someone who, but I don't. I just have my home, me.
Throw a huge fucking wrench in everything. Jen, I would like to roll with hot.
Heck yeah! Heck yeah!
Yes,
Do it, do
guilty.
Oh yeah.
Ruin everything. Do it. I dare you.
Go dice, go dice,
Okay,
go dice, go
all
dice!
right. Oh, but my modifier saved me. That's an 8.
All right. All right.
And I'll squeeze Tam's hand and say, "You're not alone." But I would, with this action, like to tempt.
Yes. All right. So Tam can gives you either gives you a string, however we want to interpret it, gives himself to you, promises something that he thinks you want, or gets embarrassed and acts awkward. Tam, what do you do?
Whatever their plans are for you, whatever their plans are for this apocalypse, I won't let it happen. You got a friend in me. Promise. You have a friend in me. I would also like to roll with hot.
Yes! Bunz, just to let you know, we rewound a little bit.
Reversing me.
Oh, God. I still haven't picked my last level up. This is great.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Another failure?
These dice are going away now. Excuse me.
Gotten
Yeah,
any
right?
advances, like incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Tam
got
is going to be the most powerful person in the game, like easily. Oh my gosh. Okay.
If he can
How
never
does-
succeed on a roll.
I feel like, we were talking about how you have to be a little masochistic to play MonsterHearts. I'm gonna let you decide. What does a 2 do to you in this social situation?
It's not 2, it's a 5.
Oh, it's a 5. Sorry.
I just have 2 level ups. I think that Zoe gets to see that I'm not human. So there are scales in place of his hair, and there are eyes with different pupils. The skin color is the same. He's still this in fact, he turns to sort of a coppery metallic bronze, and it is just intense and warm, strangely warm-blooded fish before going back to normal. Oddly enough, very scaled like a snake.
Yeah, Zoe immediately drops his hand, stiffens up.
What? What happened? And then he snaps back.
Shoot, did Bunz drop again?
Yeah.
Shoot, heck. Okay. Will that change? Oh, no, they're back.
Yeah, they're back. And if you would like at this moment, that's the moment that you encounter Bunz. Hair shorn, tattoos missing.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll drop your hand and walk backwards away from you until I almost bump into Bunz or Maisie, who's outside admiring their work. Oh, you're muted.
You are muted.
On
Muted.
Zoom.
There's so many mute buttons. It was muted on Google Meets and muted on my phone and muted on my mic. I was just triple muted. Okay, but I did hear everything. So you just the other hands right at your lower back to stop you from bumping into them and knocking over the statue that's still trying to be in the stillness. I'm whoa, you okay?
Oh, Maisie, you're here. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed your audition. I didn't see you after, and then everybody was inside of the thing, and then you weren't there with us. I thought I would talk to you on the way back, but I didn't see you.
If you'll accept a hug, Zoe's gonna throw her arms around you.
Yeah, they just like catch you automatic. They're like,
Oh
whoa,
my gosh.
are you okay? Are you all right?
I will be.
Good. That's the most important part.
Sorry.
Tam is staring past Zoe right into Maisie's eyes and just crying.
You said what happened?
Tam is staring right into Maisie's eyes, intensely, crossing arms, but still crying.
Sorry, Zoe, you're coming with her? Maisie lifts you up and starts going over his hand.
Okay.
They don't realize it there that's who you just came away from. I'm sorry, they're just bringing you right back.
Oh.
And I mean they lift you up and your legs are scooped hold by they're cradling. They're Tam, are you okay? They're so strong.
You got rid of it.
And I want to take a second and say, Zoe, I don't think you get a lot of physical affection at home, and this is kind of like the embrace that you would want from a mother or a sister or a father or a brother.
It's new and a bit alarming.
Oh, sorry.
But I squeeze you tighter as we approach Tam, and I'm gonna pull myself up to be able to whisper in your ear and say, Maisie, do you believe in gods?
Recently I started to, yes.
bronze serpent.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit. Guilty. Goddamn.
Jen did this.
No, they like stop, which is
Noordin
weird 'cause
Ali's
Tam-
dice did this. Let me just say.
they have a story and they want it to be told. They kind of like lean back just enough for you to like see their face, and they see that you're like legitimately like, dude, do you understand what is happening? You're like, oh no, babe, he's just the river. I don't think he's a snake.
No. Well, let's have a pillow fort and talk about it later.
Pillow fort sounds awesome. Okay. Do you want to go back over to the possible bronze serpent? Because I'm headed. He's crying. Why is Tam crying? Why are you crying?
I'll wait here. I'm gonna sit down at the base of
Like you
your
down
statue. Yeah.
Right
Crisscross applesauce.
Yes. They're not gonna come as close as they normally would, Tam. Like not to like put their hand on your shoulder, but they stand like that good 2 feet away from you. Why are you crying?
I got rid of it.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I helped piece you back together and you got rid of it.
It was gonna break off again. I
could have fixed it.
Could you? Because you're not doing the best job at fixing the things that you fuck up right now.
I fuck up.
Yes. There's bigger things happening than your crush here, and I needed your help. And did you?
This isn't about my damn
Obviously you
crush.
did.
It's about your
Zoe's here.
It's about your damn selfishness.
My selfishness?
I'm gonna try to run away. Roll with volatile.
You no! Shut down! I'm gonna roll to shut that shit down. You're
You
not
can-
running from me.
You can both roll.
You give me 2 seconds to go get my physical dice. My phone is normally my dice.
I mean, look, my dice normally don't roll very well, but this time they rolled an 11.
Heck yeah! So you
Guess
get away to a
what?
safe place. What is a safe place for you?
I think Maisie does get to shut me down before I manage to finish running.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
I get to escape no matter what, but
Yes. You will get to escape the scene.
Yes. All right. So shut down is with cold, right?
Yes.
That is unfortunately a -1, but 3, 4. -1 is 3. All right.
Oh no! So first of all, make sure that you get yourself an experience point for that. And you say half a sentence before Tam is gone. What do you say? Yes. What do you say to try?
What
to
did
keep
I say?
Tam from
I
running?
thought you
Yeah.
were asking Nordic. Wait.
No.
Pam said. After that initial, my selfishness. Do you have any idea what I saw? And then that's when he starts running.
Yes.
Because they go to once again tell them about Orkney and about who they are and everything. And once again, he suddenly is running from them.
no. Last time you got a good amount out. It's
Yeah.
just the Tam's like, you care about the camp more. I don't care about the camp as much. Not now. You just betrayed him. Now that this is a personal thing this time.
It's the personal one. Oh,
And
Yeah. So last time you just broke, my brain and hurt my heart. This time cracked my soul. Hopefully that helps.
can Angel and Jade walk in through the opposite side of the room right after Tam has left?
I was gonna ask if running into Angel would be a safe place or not a safe place for Tam.
Clearly not. I mean, I was going to give two options. I was going to be like, I either run into Angel or run to the river. One of these two options. Whose consent to what? Because I always have the consent of the river. I was asking to have consent of Pablo and Ray to run into them.
I think I'm good with that. I think you run into Angel. Maybe I'm walking by the river on the way back again.
On your way, though, I want to ask, how close is Tam to a darkest self?
Is it already?
Last session, you said the next time you saw Angel, you might jump into your darkest self. And I'm just saying, your best friend emotionally betrayed you just now.
It depends upon how he reacts, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're very, very close, yeah.
So Tam, on the verge of his darkest self being unleashed and his soul shattered, runs right into Angel and Jade, and I would say actually physically crashes into Angel.
We're here.
On the banks of the river.
Just like a little winded, just like, I'm okay.
You're here.
It's just like, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. And I make my old man noises as I get up.
The noise is hell. Hell.
Yeah, I can I roll to turn someone on? I mean to
Oh yeah. Roll with that.
Sorry.
Am I with this scene, or if I walked sufficiently ahead to make it seem like we're not making out, so that I don't see
You
this?
did walk ahead. It's up to you. Did you meet him again after you walked ahead, or did you walk ahead
That
and
could
do
be
something
just
else?
enough to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say I'm far enough ahead
Yeah.
that I, like, if I were to turn around, I would see it.
What'd you roll?
That's in 7.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, of course, now my dice start succeeding, right?
Right.
I like reach down to pull up Angel, and I pull him up, but way too close by accident. We're chest to chest.
So Angel, you can either give him a string, give yourself in whatever you want to interpret to him, promise something you think he wants, or get embarrassed and act awkward, more so than you already do.
Yeah, I feel like that's not like an option I would ever choose, 'cause that's just how I'm default acting with everyone.
Right.
So I think you get another string on me. So hang on to this.
I should have I got 3. I now have 4 on you. God, I should have just spent them to make it
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, y'all are banking some strings.
Yeah, I mean, you and my patron both have a lot of strings on me right now.
Good to see that you're really divided.
And
What are you?
you look sweaty. You've been working out. Been just going for a jog.
It's not sweat, it's river water.
Okay, I think that stops trying to make small talk and just sort of gets a little bit more severe, and it's just like, okay, cool. Okay. How about that, river water, that you are? You're a river. Cool. What does that mean for you?
I mean, that is part of me and I'm part of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I read on like a dating listicle that when I don't know what's going on, I should ask, what does that mean to you? But I feel like I'm just going to keep asking because I'm not big enough to put down.
Okay, there's a lot of different words for it. Some say like a nature goddess or god. More of a god than a goddess, I think. No, goddesses are comforting, right? Am I comforting? Never mind. Some
Don't
people
limit
say
yourself.
something like that. Some people say cryptid or sea monster or river monster, and the answer is yes. Look, when I get polluted, I get polluted. when I get dried up, and everything seems to threaten it nowadays.
And like when you get to that last part, Angel like narrows his eyes a little bit, and it's just like, okay, I get it. You're like me.
What do you mean I'm not like you?
And then you're fucked.
I feel like that's more of a... Oh, you mean the other one, right? Bad definition. I don't think I am. I can fight back. I've always fought back. This is my home. This is my ecosystem. I think, like, literally the river is flooding and covering their ankles.
Definitely.
Why are you fucked?
If I turn, do I see Jade watching?
Yes, and Jade, you hear the river start to run more loudly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When I hear and/or am starting to walk in water as I'm also walking along the river a little bit ahead, I kind of turn around, and yeah, I'm watching.
Sure.
Suspicious.
And it kind of like, I know this isn't really like what Jade said at all, but like it kind of feels like she's in my corner right now. And so I turn and I just like take a deep breath and I start a couple times and then I stop and I'm just like, I don't think it's the sins of the father thing. Or if it was so long ago that it doesn't really matter anymore. Every couple generations, someone just kind of gets pulled out. They scare the shit out of us. And then they teach us to hurt people. And I have to do that. I have to answer to people who want me to hurt others. And if not, then they won't let me hide it anymore.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to hurt anybody. Not if you don't want to. Not if they're not threatening you.
Yeah, that's not how it's... If I can't hide it anymore, I mean, I can't really walk around looking like I normally look. I can't.
I put a hand on Angel's shoulder, which is awkward considering we're literally like practically touching already.
Yeah.
Who's got a hold on you? How do I make them hurt?
It's just like this way of doing things, just like punching and stuff. It's not really gonna work on this one. It's just kind of out of your water, out of your leagues.
The river floods again a little bit, but it's calmed down and it's cool and refreshing. It's like tickling. I think we're very much in the water.
It's just like, no, but like you're not getting this. Like this is, the underworld isn't like a neat, cool hierarchy. Like it's just kind of like a hot mess of stupid bad people, and I'm supposed to be one of them.
Wait, you said that you can't walk around looking normal. What do you look like?
He's like, yeah, I can't give you that one.
Angel, I'm not gonna...
Well, right.
Angel, you feel like the zzz, zzz in your pocket of Jade calling you?
Yeah, and I'm just like, who the fuck it? Oh, what is this?
Hi, are you making good choices?
We're so close, I can hear it. You know that, right?
And I go, see mama, and then I hang up the phone.
When you look back up, Tam is River Monster Tam.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know what this looks like, so.
So the places where he's very hairy, which include most of his body, upper body, are covered in scales, not hair. And his skin kind of goes a bit metallic to a sort of coppery bronze. His teeth are just a little bit sharper, and his eyes are a little bit more piercing. The hair on his head turned into like a series of like multiple fins down his neck and onto like the small of his back. And he does look a bit more muscular, if that's even possible. His forearms are bare, so you can like see big fins just pop out of him. And if anything, he's sharper ears with fins too, and a grin that could like melt ice.
Excellent. Just kind of like looking up. Just like opens his mouth a couple times and then closes again. And then after, go ahead. He just says, "Wow."
Scared?
And he's like typical Hawkeye scared, not like supernatural scared.
What do you look like?
I'm going to ask you, if it is okay with the GM, to roll plus hop.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, I'm asking you to.
You want me to roll it?
No, I'm asking Tam to.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm rolling plus hot.
yeah. That was a funny face you made when you were like, "Do it." Yes.
I thought you were rolling plus hot.
Jade is staring at you, Angel, very disapprovingly. Very
Just-
unhappy.
Angel in the
Jade's
river
gonna
monster.
hear movement behind her.
That's a 10.
Wow.
So he steps back a little bit and he's just like, I don't really know anyone who's like me. Like, Latino men were taught to be such macho, bravado posturing all the way down. And that's usually what comes out. And sometimes we get a flamboyant queen who's so beautiful and attention grabby. And that's not me. It's like it would be easier to be extremely beautiful. It would give me room to hide it. But the fact is, I'm just a little bit beautiful. And he lets the horns come out.
Tim, I think that whatever you pay whatever those words are, I think what you listen to is dangerous to my home. But I don't think you are. And yeah, you're not a typical macho guy. And you're not some sort of queen. But sometimes, in the right circumstances, an angel is born. I happen to like what I see. And I think he grabs you by a horn with consent and kisses you.
I
Good
think
choices!
I think you reach out your hand to go grab him by the horn, and I think he puts a hand up to stop you. And he opens his mouth to sing in a raucous and unpleasant voice that I'm not going to do, but incredibly earnestly.
Okay.
I'm in love with you, but it's all right. I fall in love nearly every night. and it fills up my heart till I can't keep it in. So I hope you don't mind if I say it again. I'm in love with you, but it's okay. I fall in love nearly every day. I'm in love with the boys in the band down my street, and with every good poet I happen to meet. Because loving is easy as taking a breath, and I'll do it all day till the day of my death. And I don't want to own you, and you don't have to stay. Just as long as I've known you, I've wanted to say I'm in love with you. And just blushing hard. Just blue and purple.
You know something? I really like this warmier side of you.
Jade walks away. Jade is leaving the scene. Jade is out of here.
Now that Jade is gone, this is you back.
So when we sing the fan fiction, when we see the fan art.
Yes, fan art.
Right? So with Angel in Tam's arms and Tam's and Angel's, with Zoe and Maisie in a changed state, and with Jade missing a piece of what always made her feel safe, we will close today. Yes, Tam?
Before we do, I have a move I need to roll.
Okay, all right, do it.
When I kiss someone while in my environment, I can impart the same adaptability I have for a scene.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say? Can you repeat it one more time?
I have a move called Frog Kiss, and I'm going to tell you right now, I just rolled double sixes.
Heck yeah.
When I kiss someone while in the environment, in my environment, which is the river, and we are in the river, quite literally, I can impart the same adaptability I have for a scene. So roll 10 plus with hot, and then take it to it fine and adapt as normal. So I think Tam, and we don't really see the end of this, but Tam slowly tugs Angel towards the river.
Are we? I think there is silhouetting. There's a silhouetted, a much taller man kissing a much shorter one, leaning towards to kiss each other, and then pulling towards the river. And is that scene?
Yeah.
That's the scene.
Holy shit!
Definitely bad choices.
No!
Good choices. Good choices. Very good choices. I'm just nervous.
This is a bad choice for Tam. I don't know what to tell you. Tam is kind of fucked now.
Oh, we all are.
Tam started running away from the person he's known for tens of years. Maybe he wouldn't be in such fucked up situation.
I feel like Maisie and Jade have to be friends now. Now that our best friends are now dating, I feel like we have to be best friends now. Like that needs to be a subplot that happens.
You're gonna hear somebody coming up behind you because if you don't think Maisie was chasing Tam.
Ooh. Okay. Yes, we'll have to meet up at the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, good.
And what would Zoe be going with Maisie?
They would have looked back and been like, did he just fucking run from me? That is completely up to Zoe.
So as they walk into the river, the two of you are like trying to catch up. All right. So let's go around and say your name, where people can find you, and I'm trying to think what your character is most afraid of losing at this moment. Let's start with Zoe.
Hey, well, hello again. I am guilty, aka Zoe, and you can find me everywhere at Guilty Cosplay. And Zoe is very afraid of losing her what's quickly become a safe and happy place to her.
All right, let's go to Tam.
Hi. My name is Noordin Ali. My pronouns are he, him. You can catch me online at Werewolf Fields. And what Tam is afraid of losing is the moment of happiness he has right now. That's right. Feelings.
Yeah. Hey, come here.
How dare.
Okay, Maisie.
Hi everyone, I'm a Bunz, and you can start to find me other than here on Phoenix Iwaki's channel on Wednesdays at 11 p.m. EST for his Out of the Abyss games. Other than that, I'm not really doing much other than crying over this game. I will put this out there for everybody. My birthday is coming up. I never ask for gifts. I actually cannot stand them. But there is a meteor shower that happens every year on my birthday. So Thursday, August 12th, if you have some way to look at it, think of a Bunz, and that would be a great birthday present for me. Right now, Maisie is the most frightened of losing the one thing. No, actually, it's different. I was gonna say she was gonna be afraid of losing the one thing that made her feel real, which was Tam, but it's that she's afraid that she's replacing him. She's replacing the thing that made her feel real with somebody else, and she's okay. She's afraid of losing her friend. He keeps not being there, and she keeps being okay afterward.
Oh God, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But I don't know.
That relationship has gone in such a different direction than I ever
Oh my
expected.
gosh.
Neither of us expected it.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, Angel.
Angel just went swimming with his phone, so that's taking up a lot of his brain space right now.
No.
I am not sure if the phone is going to survive for the rest of this campaign.
And I'm willing to extend the adaptability trait to the phone as well.
Okay, but he does not know that, and he's
Yeah.
freaking out during this swim. I think that he throw in some rice, it'll be fine.
Just like behind him as they're in the river. Just
My phone is gonna start swimming. It's gonna start going off while I'm swimming, and I'm just gonna be like, oh no. I'm Pablo. My pronouns are he, him. I can be found. I cannot be found. You cannot find me. Do not search for me. I can be found on Twitter and Instagram at tender_ideas, where I do some poetry and tabletop stuff sometimes. My character is much more jaded than this conversation might lead one to believe. And I think that he believes that this little romance with Tam is just gonna go down in flames. So I think that he is not so much afraid of losing it, but just like anticipating losing it, if that makes sense.
For the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
All right. And let's go to Jade.
Oh, hi. My name is Rachel, but you can call me Ray. I do community management in the board game space. I have recently been hired by Czech Games Edition, CGE, who made Codenames. You can find me over on their Twitch channel starting soon-ish, hopefully. You can also find me on my personal channel, which is Ray's Retros, in half an hour right after this game if you want to watch me play Super Metroid with my good friend John. As for Jade, I think right now she's most worried about losing Angel. I mean, Angel is her best friend, and she is nervous about this relationship just because it just makes her, she doesn't know Tam that well, and it's making her nervous. And Angel listened to nothing that she said and was going swimming, and she's just nervous about losing her friend more than anything, I think. Yeah, she's a little jealous that Tam is become the biggest person in his life, and also that he may not have a phone anymore, and she's gonna be all alone, and that's sad for her.
My friend got into a relationship, and I'm afraid that they're going to be consumed by it. Is such a typical teenage experience too. I love how it's monster inflected, but yes.
Yeah.
My friend got in a relationship, and I'm afraid he just went swimming with his phone.
Yeah, I think that like there is some serious concern about Tam because his motives seem kind of weird, but also it's self-serving of like she just doesn't want to lose Angel. So there may have been some exaggeration with her trying to get him to move slowly with this relationship.
Yeah.
And they did the opposite of that, and that made her kind of sad.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, my wonderful angst crew. I'm Jen. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me this Tuesday at 4:30 on Graham Crackers on Twitch, where I will be a sweet furball druid beekeeper whose wife just sent her a love letter. So yes, it's so sweet. I'm dying. And I'm on Twitter at Quixote Jen, QUIXOTEJEN. And if you are someone who has been a cancer patient, a cancer survivor, however you want to term it, I'm working on doing a fundraiser, hopefully in October. And we want to have as many games as possible, feature people who have been through this experience so that we have some chance to be together. So reach out to me if you are, or you know anyone who just want to be, who'd like to be involved. And I just want to thank all my amazing players. Like, this is the easiest game ever to GM because I just sit back and watch the wonderful. And I want to thank
wonderful destruction.
Yes. I mean, we had a serenade. Like, what else can I say? Yes, I want to thank Ava and everybody involved in this channel for doing the wonderful music and the wonderful visuals and the tech. And I want to always thank Chris, my wonderful co-GM, who helps me every week. And I think, who are we rating? I'm waiting to find out who we're rating. Utopia. All right, so we will be rating Utopia, and we will see you next week, same time, same place, 1:30 Pacific. I always say Pacific time, so it's just it's Pacific. And yeah, stick around for the raid.
Bye.
Bye.
I love Utopia.